All right, Jesse on Fire, welcome back to the channel. So we have a lot of updates in the Cain Velasquez case. Okay, one, not good. Well, two things, both not good for Cain Velasquez. And then I also found out a lot more details on this case in general. I actually did some real research, you guys. I did some real research. I found the sheriff's report. I found a bunch of stuff. So I'm going to tell you about all that stuff. And I'll tell you what happened with Cain and the broader development that is very not good for him. And, you know, if you like the content, subscribe and ring the bell. So basically, the worst news here is that Cain is not going to be given bail, okay? I'm sorry, that's not the worst news. The bad news is he's not going to be given bail. He's going to sit in jail during this entire, court process. Denied bail. Ironic when you think about it, don't you think? That in the same court, the guy who was accused of putting hands on his kid, supervised release, not even required to put up any bail, just given supervised release with an ankle bracelet. In my research, I found out that the guy was released on supervised bail with the conditions that he does not leave the house and doesn't go within 100 yards of Cain or his family, or Cain's kid or his family or whatever. And so I immediately thought to myself, I thought it was a high-speed chase. What the fuck was he doing out in the car if he's not supposed to be out anywhere? And I found out that him and his stepfather were on their way to get his electronic bracelet put on. And Cain found them, chased him down. So it's one thing if the judge denied bail because they said something like, they asked the defendant, if I let you out, are you going to kill this guy? And he goes, yeah, I am. I am. Then what are you going to do? You got to leave him in jail. Or even if you just believe, if I let this guy out, he's going to kill this guy. And that's what you say. Something like that. But the bottom line is what this judge actually said demonstrates what I had hoped would not be the case in terms of which judge got his case, which is like, they see this as a really serious crime. And she made that very clear in her statement. Okay. So this judge that let him off. Now I looked everywhere. If anybody else can figure this out, I would love to hear, because obviously I looked into to see if it's the same judge. Like, is this the same judge? The one that just denied Cain bail? Is it the same one that let this Ghilardi guy out? And I'm going to tell you about that crime also, the specifics on what the guy's accused of and what his story is. Because obviously, I'll get into that in a second, actually. So this is what the judge said. Her name is Judge Shalina Brown, Santa Clara County Superior Court. She said, it is clear to this court that there is a clear and convincing evidence that there is a substantial likelihood that release would result in great bodily injury, not just to the named complaining witness in this case, but to Santa Clara residents at large. This case involves allegations of extreme recklessness to human life. And that is not the end of the statement. I found a statement that was longer than that. I'm not really sure why that's not in there. But in the bottom line, she specifically cited, she's like shooting at random in a public intersection. Anyone could have been shot. Anyone could have been killed is the synopsis of what she said. I read I'm reading the first part. I remember what she said the second part. I don't know why it's not in this article. So, again, that's very telling if you understand how this process works. Okay, the process is you have a court proceeding. A jury is going to either convict or acquit. The judge comes back into it when sentencing happens. So the judge has tremendous ability to sentence to this or to sentence to this, depending on what Cain gets convicted of. And reading her statement, that does not sound like a person who is going to go easy on him at all. She's like she's saying this guy's a danger to the community. That's what she said. I mean, plain and simple, that's what she said. She said this guy, if he's out of jail, is a danger to the community. I mean, I think he's a danger to this guy Ghilardi. But why was that guy out? Why was he out in public? And now I'm going to read you an ad. Did you know that browsing online using incognito mode doesn't actually protect your privacy? That's right. Without added security, you might as well give away all your private data to hackers, advertisers, your ISP, and other prying eyes. That's why I use IPVanish VPN to make it easy to stay truly private and secure on the internet. IPVanish helps you safely browse the internet by encrypting 100% of your data. This means that your private details, passwords, communications, browsing history, and more will be completely shielded from falling into the wrong hands. Even your physical location will be hidden. IPVanish makes you virtually invisible online. It's that simple. You can use IPVanish on unlimited devices without sacrificing on speed, your computers, tablets, and phones, even devices like your Fire Stick when you're streaming media. Whether I'm at home or in public, I don't go online anymore without using IPVanish. That's true. IPVanish is offering an incredible 70% off their yearly plan for our listeners with a 30-day money-back guarantee. That's just like getting 9 months for free. IPVanish is super easy to use. All you have to do is tap one button and you're instantly protected. You won't even know that it's on. Stop sharing with the world everything that you stream, everything you search for, and everything you buy. Take your privacy back with the brand rated 4.6 out of 5 on Trustpilot. So go to ipvanish.com/Jesse and use promotional code Jesse, Jesse, to claim your 70% savings. That's ipvanish.com/Jesse. Now do it. Cain, here's the thing. I found out Cain didn't know that this guy had gotten released. Here's exactly what happened. Okay, let me tell you I'll tell you all the details of this case. So it turns out it's Cain's son, not his daughter. Okay, so Cain's 4-year-old son, and by the way, I have a 4-year-old. I can tell you that they don't just make stuff up. Okay, they don't just make stuff up, and then when they're questioned seriously, they understand the difference between telling the truth and telling a lie. And if they're questioned seriously, they're not just going to sit there and lie in your face, and they're certainly not going to do it consistently when a bunch of people question them. And in addition to that, the sexual crime division question the kid, who they question all kinds of kids, man. That's their job. In addition to Cain and his family knowing whether or not the kid's telling the truth, or almost certainly knowing whether or not the kid's telling the truth, then you have this whole team whose entire job it is to talk to kids and decipher whether or not they're being, they're telling the truth or not. And they were like, it's true. So basically what Cain's son said was that this guy had taken him into the bathroom, touched his whatever, played with his whatever, and then told him not to tell anyone. And he had done it 100 times. Now, that I will say, kids have no concept of numbers, so maybe it happened 20 times. But it happened enough times that 100 sounded like a reasonable number to the kid. If it happened once, it's enough to where Cain is completely justified in feeling the way that he did, doing whatever, as far as I'm concerned. So that's what the kid said. Took him in the bathroom, did that to him, told him not to tell anyone, and did it a bunch. And he also said that he had seen that guy take a bunch of other kids into that bathroom. Now, here's a notable thing. Everybody had been acting like this guy was a member of the daycare team because this happened at daycare. Okay, turns out the guy lives in the building. He doesn't work for that daycare. He's not a worker there. And guess what? So when questioned about what he did, he said that he had helped kids fix their pants. He had helped him fix his pants when they were on wrong. Oh, really? Have you? Now that might make sense if he worked for the daycare. He doesn't work for the fucking daycare. You think if I live in a building and someone's running a daycare and some kid's like, hey, can you help me with my pants? I'm like, oh yeah, sure. Let me just go ahead and do that for you. Hey, see you later, kid. Now your zipper's straight. Yeah, fucking right, dude. He's 43 years old. He doesn't have Down syndrome. He's not a fucking, he's probably an idiot, but no one's dumb enough to think that you could just put hands anywhere near a kid like that, dude. Unless you're a little kid diddler. Come on in. You know what I guarantee you he didn't fucking know? Guarantee he didn't know who his fucking dad was. Guarantee he didn't realize he was molesting the son of one of the most dangerous humans to ever walk the fucking earth, as he found out the hard way. Not really the hard way, actually. More the easy way. Now being protected by the state against the justified father, as far as I'm concerned. So the DA stringently opposed this Golarte guy being released. And the judge released him anyway. No bail, dude. Didn't have to put up any money, nothing. Just supervised release. Just go get an ankle bracelet. You're cool, dude. You're cool. And you have to stay at home though. The license had been temporarily suspended on that daycare. I imagine most people that take their kids there are probably looking for a new fucking daycare, huh? They're like, hey, do you guys have any other pedophiles there that can help with my kids' pants? Because that's exactly what I'm looking for. When I think daycare, I'm like, where should we put our kids? Well, we'll make sure there's a pedophile in the building that wants to help them keep their pants on straight. That's generally the best way to choose a good place to put your kids. So, their phones are already ringing off the hook. They're like, hey, can we put our kids with you guys? It seems like a really safe place to be if my goal is ruining my kid's future. So, here's the deal. If you're the judge, okay, there is an assumption of innocence in this country. And it as uncomfortable as that is, you have to make judgment calls assuming a person's innocent unless you're faced with absolutely overwhelming evidence. So if the guy had said, I didn't put, I don't even know what the hell this kid's talking about. I've never gone near him. I still can't get my head around letting this guy out. But at the very least, you could say, okay, I'm a judge. I'm looking at a piece of paper. It says a 4-year-old said this guy did something. I have no additional evidence on it whatsoever. What am I supposed to do with this, dude? Let me look at you. Yeah, you kind of look like a sick pedo. But I can't make judgment calls based on this dude looks like a pedo generally. So I'm going to let you go. And whatever, okay? Like that might be reasonable in certain circumstances. Let me tell you when it's not reasonable, okay? It's not reasonable when the guy admitted to putting his hands like, oh yeah, I did that. But I was just helping him put his pants on. Do you work at the daycare? No. I was just being a friendly guy and helping a kid put its pants on in a bathroom by myself with a kid. Yeah. And so if I release you, where are you going to be? At the daycare. Oh, okay. So we're going to release you and you're going to go to the daycare. Yeah, that's right. Okay, cool. Let me just look at page 2. Who's the accuser? Who's his dad? Oh, Cain Velasquez? Cain Velasquez. What's he notable for? Oh my God, a human killing machine whose entire job was being the scariest violent threat in all of mankind a handful of years ago. This is making perfect sense for me to release this guy. I'm sure Cain won't kill him. Like the guy got arrested February 22nd. That's how fast all this happened. The guy got arrested February 22nd. So I would imagine the incident probably happened February 20th or 21st. Okay. Cain did the right thing. Cain went to the fucking cops. Think about that. Cain could have just gone and killed the fucking guy. He could have just gone and killed the guy. But what happened? The guy went to the fucking court and the court just let him out and they didn't talk to Cain. As far as Cain understands, the guy's just going free or whatever. Okay? Because here is exactly what Garagos' statement was, right? So this is Garagos' statement after they let him out. He goes out on the court step and he says, is there anyone out there who would say, that Garagos is his lawyer, by the way. Is there anyone out there who would say to a father that this is not what you should do? Is there anybody out there who finds it beyond the pale that a father was not consulted when they released the perpetrator back into the public with $0 bail, yet they're holding Cain on no bail? This is why people are disgusted, and rightfully so, with the criminal justice system. Hopefully, Garagos fucking did some research on this case and he saw my video. I would love for that to be the case. Just because, actually, I don't even know why. Just people need to know this is fucking bullshit. I agree with Garagos, obviously. But especially if they didn't even talk to fucking Cain. Well, we're just going to let you go, dude. We're just going to let you go. Cain's like, wait, what? He's out? They're all, yeah, he's out, man. What? What was the bail? How do you afford it? No bail. No bail, Cain. What are you going to do, dude? You came to us. You did the right thing. You came to us. And how did we respond? We just fucking let him go, dude. We just let him go. Why? What are you going to do, Cain? You going to do something to protect your kid? You going to do something? What you going to do, bro? What you going to do? I would imagine Cain went over there to beat the fuck out of him. And he probably bought a gun. He probably brought a gun just in case, just in case like that guy had a gun or the other guy's family had a gun. I would imagine he went there to beat the fuck out of the guy. I would imagine he didn't go there to shoot him. And then the guy happened to have been leaving to go get his electronic bracelet on, and Cain was like, nope, I came here to fuck you up, and that's what's going to happen. The guy kept running and running and running, and instead of taking the most hellacious, life-changing ass whipping of his entire life, Cain's got all that built up, and he starts shooting at people because he's temporarily crazy. So anyway, like I said before, fuck California and fuck California judges, because now Cain gets no bail. Nice and consistent, dude. Nice and consistent. Anyway, I did it. I did it, you guys. I set out to do this video without completely flipping the fuck out like I did in my last one. Success. Anyway, love you guys. Free Cain. Fuck these people. Peace.